Amherst is number 6. That's Tyler Loken, the place kicker. And it's a bouncing ground ball. And it's taken by number 7. We're shifting to the left. And it's a handoff. And up the middle. Call signals. And double handoff, goes to Wrench. Wrench down the sidelines, breaks 3 or 4 tackles, still going it, and he's tackled down at the 42-yard line. Shaner. Handoff to Miller around the right side, breaks the tackle, and tackled at about the 32-yard line out of the pistol. Hands off around the left side. And a handoff. And he'll be just a little bit short at the 28-yard line. Tubbs under center. Handoff. Up the middle. And I think the second effort might give it to him. Single back. Glodowski out of the pistol. And he's going to keep it. And he goes around the left-hand side, breaks the tackle, and he's tackled at about the 34-yard line. Back to pass. Throws out in the flat. That's to Perkins. And Perkins will pick up some ground. Lone back. And he'll hand off. So that's number 25. That's Aiden Neerdahl. Calling signals. Takes a draw and runs off left tackle and crosses the 50-yard line and for 680 yards on the season. And hands off Glodowski. And he'll keep it. And he's stuffed as calling the signals. And he's going to dish it off to Neerdahl. And he fights his way. Calling signals here. And hands off to Neerdahl again. And he fights his way. And still Neerdahl right up the middle in the first quarter. And Neerdahl breaks a tackle, and he's going to go in all the way from 22 yards out. And Amherst gets on the board first. Snap down, up, and good. Kicking off is Tyler Loken. And it's a bouncer to an up man. And it's a handoff. Coming around the right side is Miller. And handoff and snuffed out by the Amherst defense still. And a handoff, a fake handoff, and Tubbs with a throw. Here is Jack Tubbs is a senior. High snap. Berg brings it down and gets a nice bounce, and it will be downed on the 30, about the 33-yard line, possibly. And hands off to Glodowski. And hands off to Neerdahl again, 8-yard line. And Glodowski looking at pitching it out to Neerdahl. Glodowski calling signals. Back to pass. Lets it fly and throws it over his tended receiver. That's Perkins. 36.7 yards a punt this year. And short punt and calling for a fair catch. Tubbs at quarterback. Shaner in motion. Hand off to Shaner around the right side. He turns the corner, and he's knocked out of bounds after about a 12-yard carry. Working out of the pistol is Tubbs, and he's going to keep it and go off right tackle. And he's got an opening. He could go all the way down. He's at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Jack Tubbs, final play of the first quarter. He goes 61 yards. The snap from center, placed down. The kick is up and good. Goal the rest of the season. And the kickoff going back goes to Glodowski. Glodowski returned one last time, and it's handed off to the other man back, and that was Perkins. Still. And hands off to Nerdal. Glodowski. Back draw play by Glodowski, and he's tackled. And hands off to Nerdal, and he gets that second effort and just gets past the sticks. Receivers calling signals, and he passes it off to Nerdal, and he goes nowhere. Glodowski back to pass. Looking, double pumps. Looks, and it's almost intercepted into the hands of Jet Shaner. Calling signals. Back to pass again. And he's going to be snuffed right there for a sack. Looks like Jet Shaner back there. And the punt, and he's waving for a fair catch. Makes a fair catch at about the 24-yard line. Jack Tubbs keeps it, goes around the right side, picking up big yardage, and knocked out of bounds at about the 45-yard line next to Tubbs. And fakes the handoff, play action pass. And getting it is number 9. And going around the left side. A great catch by Colton Bright. Receiver, and folks, he is back next year. And a handoff off right tackle, the leg forward. Handoff on the left side. Play action pass. Tubbs rolling to his right, looking for a receiver wide open, and just out of the outstretched hands. Play action pass, and over the shoulder, and just out of the outreached hands. Inner in motion. Play action pass. Pass over and knocked down completely, and they're looking for a flag, but nothing is being thrown. Actually, it's been a great defensive game. And a handoff to Nadal going around the left side, and he could go, and he's all going, and Shaner might have a shot, and knocks the ball out, and picked up by the Tigers, and bringing it back, picking up that fumble. Great play by Jet Shaner. And a first down and 10. And 10. Glodowski keeps the ball, goes around the right side. And the linebackers pretty much stayed still, and he's only going to get 4 out of the play. Falcons here. Glodowski running the option. He's going to keep it. Goes around the right side, and he's going to be stopped short of a first down. Tigers. And Gordon gets the punt off. And calling a fair catch is Shaner. We have heat up here, folks. And Tubbs back to pass. Throws out in the flat. And doesn't get much. And Tubbs keeps the ball. Tries to go off tackle with it. 3rd and 7. Tubbs back to pass. Throws down. And off the fingertips. Snap back to Berg. Direct snap. And boom. And he is hit hard. Out of the pistol. Back to pass. Glodowski flips it, and pass tempted to Perkins. All right, Glodowski on a draw. And he goes right up the middle, and he is going to pick up about 14 on the play. Glodowski at quarterback, on a quarterback draw again. And this time it's snuffed out. Goes out there of what play to run. Glodowski back to pass, over the middle. And it is complete. Some defense here. Glodowski throws out into the flat. Gets the snap, low snap, handed off to number 25, Nardell. And they're lining up quick, and stops the clock. 2nd and goal at the 9. Glodowski with a pass incomplete. Glodowski back to pass. looking for a receiver. And it's intercepted. Room. And it was a full house backfield and quarterback keeper on that, and he will pick up about 2 yards, and that will be the final play of the second half. And so here we are, tied at 7. Number 2 for the Tigers, Mason Miller, will be kicking off. And going around the right side is Perkins, looking and stepping out of bounds. Dahl. And faking and a flea flicker. And Glodowski gets away. And a fumble. And I think the Tigers are going to take it. Yes, it does. By number 66 for the Tigers. Field position. Shaner in motion. With a shovel pass. And he's maybe just short of a first down. And handoff to, that would be Vanderhoff. 15-yard line of the Falcons. In motion is Shaner. Shaner in motion. And hands off to Vanderhoff off the left side. He could go in. And yes, he goes around the left side and goes in for a touchdown from 17 yards out as he had that open space along the left side, and it puts the Tigers up 13-7. With Brady Berg holding. Kick is up and good. The kick by Miller. So one hopper. Perkins fumbles it and goes around the right side. And he's getting a lot of room here, and he's tackled out of bounds. And series now for the Falcons here. And going around and picking up no yardage, really. A mistake by the Falcons. And no place to run there. And Glodowski back to pass. Garrison waiting for the snap. And the kick. And it's going to be caught. Oh, fumbled. Fumbled by Shaner at the 35-yard line and recovered by the Falcons. Calling signals. Hands off to Nordahl, and Nordahl breaks 2 or 3 tackles. And Glodowski's going to keep it, and he's stopped. Nordahl back there. And hands off to Nordahl, calling signals. And I don't know, I don't think he made it. With 6 minutes left in the third quarter. And going off the left tackle, Tigers up 14-7. Tubbs with the keeper around the left side. He's got enough, I think, for a first down. Yes, to where it's marked, he's got it made by a yard. And coming around the right side at 39. Handoff to Vanderhoff. And Vanderhoff is smothered. And a handoff. And up the middle, and I think just short. Berg waiting for the snap from center. Perfect snap. And Glodowski on a draw. And he'll only pick up maybe, let's see where they mark the ball. One wide right. And being stopped is Nordahl. And draw by Glodowski, and he's going to be stopped. Oh, there was a little motion there. And stopped. It was a trick play. It was snapped to the upback, and he tried to take off. And the Stratford Tigers smelled that one out completely, and they are going to take over third quarter. They got great field position and scored on it. And trying to get extra yardage. Man in motion. That's Shaner. And running play, and close. He should have a first down. We're back here in Marshfield. Shaner in motion. Start of the fourth quarter here. Handoff to number 23. That's Vanderhoff at the 35-yard line of the Falcons. And Tubbs with the pass. And it's complete! Complete! And it could be a touchdown. Yes! Touchdown by Jack Tubbs, going off the left-hand side and giving a little more security for the Tigers as they take a 20-7 lead. The snap, placement, and just good. Just barely got over of advancing to the semifinals. Line on defense for the Tigers. Pass by Glodowski across the middle to Perkins. And Perkins picks up like 12 yards on the play. And hands off to Nerdahl. No one in the backfield for Glodowski. Back to pass. Rush. And hit hard. And incomplete pass. Nordell. Glodowski back to pass. And throws out way deep. And knocked down. Gordon gets the snap and the kick. And Shaner's just going to back off. Walk completely away. Falcons get a good bounce. Single back. Wide receiver split left. And a handoff going to, looks like, with Wrench. And handoff to number 23. That is Vanderhoff. Direct snap, and Tubbs is going to keep it. Goes off left tackle, bounces off of one guy, and gets close to a first down. And snap, and he'll keep it again. Bounces off of one, goes around the right side, and zigzags back and forth and gets big yardage. And the snap, and he's going to keep it again, go around the right side. He's going to say, I'm going to keep running it until you stop me. With hands off. And hung on to it, and a catch! Wow! He even had me fooled. He put that into Vanderhoof's belly, pulled it back out, yard line. And just short of the end zone, center, full house backfield. And gives it to the third back through. Under center is Tubbs. Hands off the Wrench, and he's in for the score with the extra point. And the kick is up and good by Miller. And it's just a little swib kick now, and picked up by the up back. And the Tigers smother on that one. Glodowski back to pass. And he's going to be snuffed and sacked for the Falcons. Another pass out in the flat. That's to Perkins. Perkins makes the catch, and he's down. He just gets past the original line of scrimmage. Michigan State. And Glodowski back with a big rush and hits down. Glodowski back to pass again. And I think that's Shaner with the tackle over there. Glodowski. Pass in the flat to Perkins. And making the tackle on that one. Linebackers coming in blitzing. And short pass over the middle to Nerdahl. And he's going to get it down to about the 25-yard line. Glodowski back to pass. And a long pass into the end zone. Great defensive play. 52 seconds to play. And we've got a flag on the play. Gets the snap. Back to pass. Rolls. And he's going to be sacked again. Yes, he is sacked. Falcons. Back to pass. Out into the flat to Perkins. And he's going to be wrestled down. And that will just about do it right there, as the Stratford Tigers are going to advance into the semifinals. where the Stratford Tigers just beat Amherst 28-7. And with me is Coach Jason Tubbs. And Jason, I mean, great ball game tonight. Just a couple things. Their type of offense was switched a little bit, where Glodowski was usually the key man the last time you met, but they went with Nerdal this time around because he carried the ball almost 20 times tonight.
Yeah, I think they're very similar to, like, whatever they see up in the booth that they think is there, they're going to take advantage of. And, so hats off to Coach Lehman making adjustments at half to saying we got to get our linebackers off blocks and make tackles on the fullback. And then Alec Chapel did a great job coming up, too. I can't imagine how many tackles he had. But, Carter Luick forcing that fumble, that was a big momentum swing. Jet Shaner getting an interception right before half to keep them out of the end zone. Our seniors are stepped up tonight, and that's what we need the rest of we go.
Yeah, I was going to mention your seniors just played outstanding ball tonight. I mean, even Colton Bright. I mean, the passes he knocked down here towards the end of the ball game. I mean, he was all over the place. I mean, all of a sudden I'm calling his name on the right side of the field. I'm calling it on the left side of the field. I mean, he was just all over.
Yeah, he's a special player. Made a great catch down there to get us close down to the end zone. He's got a huge future ahead of him, and I'm glad he's playing at a high level right now. You can tell he jumps right in and not afraid to tackle at this time of year is also.
And and he's back next year. So I mean, it's a great plus there of having him in that defensive back position and also as a wide receiver also.
Yeah, for sure. His speed was apparent on that one play too, where he almost got in the end zone. Then we kind of fizzled out there with that darn hold. But those are things that we just got to continue to clean up our holds. And Colton, super happy with him, and hopefully week by week he continues to be ready for us.
Well, now next week you'll get Lake Country Lutheran. So I mean, they won 35-0. I overheard, and so you'll look at tape of what they've got. But you guys are taking one game at a time, and that's the way what makes champions.
Yeah, we haven't played them. We played them in the state championship in 2018, and that's the only time we've ever played them, at least that I knowledge. And then, if you don't mind, I'm going to do a shout-out to Jeff Wilkie. He is a super Stratford fan across from my mom and dad. He's been helping them out all year when I'm working with football. So thank you, Jeff. Great job keeping my parents helpful.
Is Jeff from Marshfield here?
Yes.
Okay, it's the same Jeff Wilkie I know. I've known him for years.
Yes.
Great man.
He lives right across the street from my parents, and he's done so many things for them, and it's been awesome to see, and I really appreciate that help. And his kid graduated from Stratford before I got here.
Okay. One other quick thing. I mean, we've talked about this before, and Jack has now moved into the top 5 of the best quarterbacks in the state of Wisconsin. I mean, it's a great honor.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many good quarterbacks in that grouping. I mean, I think some of them even have D1 and D2 scholarships. He's going to go play baseball for Winona St. Mary's, but it's a great thing to be mentioned and honored. And hopefully he keeps getting one more week, another week, and then hopefully we'll finish it down in Madison.
All right, Jason, enjoy the weekend, enjoy this win. We'll see you next Friday.
Thank you, sir.
All right, you betcha. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in 2 players of the games here tonight. We're going to bring in Jack, come on in, and Colton, come on in. First, I'm going to go with Colton here. I want to say the best to last, Jack. But Colton, great defensive job on defense tonight. In fact, these last few plays where you knocked them away, I'm making the comment. I says, my gosh, Colton Bright on the right, Colton Bright on the left, and it's like you're knocking them away. Great job defensive-wise.
Yeah, we had to be all over the place making plays. You can't really let up anything against this well-coached team, and you just got to make stops when you need it, and then get the ball back and score touchdowns.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, you're one fine receiver, and I'm glad the Tigers have you back again next year. So, again, great ball game tonight, and good luck next week against Lake Country. Okay,
Thank you.
Stick around for In the House. Okay,
right.
Jack, great ball game. I think I had you for unofficially 147 yards rushing. It was like you took control when on that last touchdown. You didn't want anything but to take care of it yourself, and try to finish out the ball game.
Yeah, to be honest, I really wanted the ball in my hands for that last drive because I knew our boys up front would block for me, and I knew we would punch it in. Everybody was looking at me like we were going to punch it in. We punched it in. It was such a great thing to see.